So we looking at him.
So swinging into the next topic.
Not
Let's
funny.
talk about Spider-Man.
Yikes. I heard
Ooh.
that.
I thought it was good. Y'all niggas is hating. Anyway,
Yikes.
talk about Spider-Man getting like aborted out of the fucking MCU.
Aborted. Aborted.
Yeah, he's the baby
Oh.
character. He's gone. Just like that.
Aborted. Oof. The inner snowflake in me is hurting.
Nah, fuck you. Bro,
Man, it's sad,
so
man.
basically, in short, if you're not in the know, Spider-Man, the one that's been appearing in the MCU, and which is like all these recent Marvel movies has been making all that fucking money. You know, it's kind of hard to miss them.
$1 billion for Far From Home.
Yeah, like $1 billion for Far From Home and like 800 million in Homecoming. So in short, their little deal, because Sony had the rights to Spider-Man from a deal from a publishing movie film deal.
Yeah,
from like
Marvel
way
went
back in like the late 90s or some shit when Marvel was going out of business.
bankrupt. Yeah, they went bankrupt and they sold the rights to everybody. They gave X-Men to Fox, Sony got Spider-Man, and then the rest of the shit went to the wind. That's when all those shitty superhero movies were coming out, by the way. Like Blade Trinity. Ugh.
Blade Trinity was bad, but the first two Blades were, I argue, put superhero movies on the map again. After that fiasco, after those shitty ass movies that came out in the late 90s with Batman.
Oh yeah.
Blade brought everything back. Niggas don't give it credit.
But Batman Forever wasn't your favorite?
Is that the one with the fucking Iceman?
I'll beat your ass. This nigga dead ass too. He fake fake laughing. He fake facetious laughing. He's like, damn, these niggas don't like it.
I used to meet you.
I used to meet you. Oh my god.
When he fucking breaks into the party and goes, chill.
That shit was
movie is terrible. No, it really wasn't. I just remember.
They're cute now. I could watch them and be like, wow, this is so bad. This is funny.
I loved it when
it's cute. It's cute. Yeah. But like, and they had the bat nipples and shit.
Oh, the fuck, the bat credit card.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Bane was in it for like 3 seconds.
It was just a bumbling idiot, which he's not. So that blew one too. But yeah, so Marvel sold the rights a long time ago because they were in a bad spot. Sony bought the rights, not as a favor. I saw somebody typing about this. Somebody with some clout on like social media, or whatever, was talking about it. It was one of those Instagram pages. I think it was like Geek Facts or some shit. Like I follow them still, but the nigga was on his, like in his story saying something, and I really did not agree with it because he said it like Marvel should be grateful because Sony bought the rights back then and saved their company. No, that was business. They bought the rights because they knew that they were gonna make money off of it. What the fuck? They didn't do it as a favor to Marvel. They gave a fuck about if Marvel went under. That's a whole separate different corporation. They don't give a fuck.
I don't know
who favors for each other.
Fuck talks about companies and gratitude. That's some real naive shit.
Yeah, like they do favors. Like, okay, Stan Lee, I'll look out for you, bro. You're my bro. No, the only thing that might have been is that the nigga who was the head of Sony at the time might have grew up watching or might have grew up reading Spider-Man comics and was more inclined to do it. But do you know what that means? It's not a favor. It's just you it's just you going back. Like if you were a fan, I mean, you grew up in being entertained by Spider-Man. So you push for the company to buy the rights. You feel like they could do something with the movie rights. The fuck? That's not a favor. Get the fuck out of here. So anyway, they bought the rights, made a trilogy of movies, those Sam Raimi films that have not aged perfectly in my eyes. And then they made the Amazing Spider-Man films, which are pretty much dead on arrival. And then finally, and this is like what? This is like billions of dollars later, of movies that they worked to make, and then they hand the rights over, sort of in a way, like the creative rights and all that stuff to Marvel / Disney for these what? He's been in 3 movies now.
No,
4. I'm lying.
5.
He's been in
5.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about Infinity War and Endgame for like 5 movies.
Just those 2. $2.8 billion.
He was in there, but he wasn't that important, to be honest. Other than like, I don't feel well, Mr. Stark. Other than that, he was so that's why I forgot.
And then when it came back, what?
When he came back, what did he do?
He had the
Are you Peter
gauntlet,
He
Parker?
remember?
ran with the gauntlet for 2
Hi,
seconds.
Peter Parker.
No, that was important. That was symbolic. They handed the gauntlet to everybody who's gonna be in the next phase or whatever.
True. You're right. Well, no, was gonna be the next phase because that nigga
Well,
gone.
yeah,
But
now. I mean, the
but
deal isn't solidified yet.
yeah, I know, and that's me too. I think fans are crying a little bit too early.
No, I
There's
think
too much.
that's what they wanted. I think that what both companies wanted is to make the other company look like the bad guy and try to get this negotiation down. Because
Oh yeah,
Disney wanted,
no, yeah. I don't know why I'm
yeah,
talking like Mickey Mouse right now, but no, yeah, I think that's definitely what the companies are
Disney
trying to
got
do.
you.
I just think the fans are falling for it too much. Like, bro, you think they're really not gonna? There's
they're
too much money
fucking
to be made.
superhero fans. Of course, they're fun.
Well, yeah, it's true, but like, there's too much money to be made here. Sony is not gonna just be like, all right, Tom Holland, we're about to drop 2 movies with just you. You have nothing to do with nothing else.
Just
but
you
we're
and,
gonna
and Tom Hardy as
But just
Venom.
you and Tom Hardy is fucking Spider-Man and Venom. Woohoo! Everyone's gonna be like, get the I ain't watching this shit. You know, like what they do, it's just not gonna do as well, you know. I think they obviously know that they want to sign that deal back up. The thing to me that's interesting is like there's 2 sides of it though. There's like Sony who's just like, no. You guys are borrowing the character for creative purposes. We still want all the movie profits. And it's like that's understandable. But you guys just made pretty much I'd say easily over $2 billion, right? Pretty much.
Right.
With 2 free movies. All you niggas did was just say, here, you can use the character. They didn't help create the movies. This whole version of Spider-Man, they did not help at all. That's all Marvel Disney. All they did was just like, can we borrow this nigga for a storyline?
I mean, Disney probably got some money. I don't know what their previous deal was, but Disney
No,
definitely got money out of that.
From what I know, the previous deal was that they got money. Sony doesn't own the merchandising rights. What the previous deal was, and it links all the way back to the old Marvel deal, is that Sony only makes the fucking like the film like the money that the films generate directly. They're not getting money off the merchandising, all the toys, all the fucking well, obviously the comics, any costumes, all that shit. That goes to Marvel still. And I think it's always been like that. Ever since they signed that original deal. Sony didn't get the toy rights, they got the film rights. So Disney was making money off just merchandise completely from these movies, which is a lot of money.
True.
But with Far From Home and Homecoming, that's all they got. All they got was like if niggas was buying toys and Lego sets dedicated to the character. And even then, Sony might have still got a piece off the top because it was a version of the movie character.
Well, if they signed over merchandising rights, they probably got 100% of the profits. Like I remember, George Lucas made fucking tons of money because he kept merchandising rights for Star Wars.
Okay,
and just monetize the shit out of that.
Okay, but yeah,
so
Marvel's still been making their money off Spider-Man in those regards, from my understanding, from that original deal way back when Sony did them that favor, according to that fucking Instagrammer. But you know, so it's just been like the movie, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So they got 2 free movies off the character. They did nothing toward it, from my understanding. They might have sent like the makeup crew from Sony or something. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do anything.
Send some guy to nod and disagree whenever something that they didn't like happened.
Yeah. So you just made $2 billion off 2 free movies off the character. Can we kind of go half and half from here on out now, since we do expect this character to be like, you know, a center point in our universe and in the direction it's going? And Sony's like, no, fuck out of here. You know, it's like, Sony, like
Sony's always the last, man.
Well, then again, I feel them because they have the rights. I just don't understand why Marvel just didn't just buy the rights off from the beginning, like with this deal.
I mean, they might not get rid of the rights just because they make too much money off of keeping the Spider-Man IP. Like same thing happened with Fox for a long time. They had X-Men.
But what I'm saying is now if they try to buy the rights, Sony knows the money's there. They could at least try to downplay it back then.
They'll probably just say a number that's too high for Disney to be like, this is outright a good number, and too low for Sony to accept. That's probably why they want this deal, because the revenue from the movies is probably higher than just a lump sum for the license to use Spider-Man. But yeah, it's like neither side is even a villain in this situation, because they're both going to get what they want, and they both know how much money they make together, so they're just going to come together, and this is all just for fans and shit. No fucking
You
way.
think
No
so?
way that they leave this shit on the table. Just like, oh, I guess Tom Holland is just it's Sony now, and they're just gonna have like a fucking cardboard cutout where Tom Holland should have been in the Marvel movies.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if it's all just for like fans to get the fans in a frenzy and shit. Because if I was them, I would have like if this was like actively literally them just trying to like play fans to keep fans invested. I would have timed this later on in the timeline in this drought of Marvel movies we're going to
It's
have.
definitely a real deal, but I think that
But
the
I do
leaks.
think both sides know for sure at some point we got to come to some agreement. Even if we got to give these niggas 50, we got to give them 50 to keep this shit going.
I'm saying that I think that the leaks are just for other people to speculate and talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But the deal, of course, itself is real.
And then there's like the way that like some of the actors are like reacting to it, like Jeremy Renner.
Oh yeah,
Like he put on IG like save Spider-Man, get him back, give him back.
didn't Tom Holland reportedly like
Tom
unfollow
Holland
Sony on
unfollowed
it?
Sony on Instagram. He's pissed.
Yeah. He unfollowed
He
who?
unfollowed Sony on Instagram.
Petty.
Oh,
I mean, I don't.
that's
No, but to be real, looking at it from his perspective, that nigga probably like if he don't know like the inside game that they're playing, if there even is really an inside game, and this shit could really like stick for a while at least. That's just scary for him, bro. Imagine him being forced into the next Venom movie.
Hey, China
Trying to play the same Spider-Man.
China
That'd be
likes
so
Venom.
fucking weird.
China liked Venom. He'll be fine.
I'm not saying the movie's gonna like just be awful, but it's just like going from that universe, from the MCU, to getting dumped off there. That's fucked.
I saw some funny memes
I'll
on it
be crying. And also,
all day
now,
yesterday.
can
and
we
the day before.
speculate how, like I say, never come to some sort of like conclusion? How Marvel moves on with Spider-Man literally just vanishing from existence.
They can't.
I was gonna say they put in Blue Beetle, but that's a DC. Shit.
I don't know how they
What?
fix this. Maybe the Fantastic Four fixes
Yeah,
this.
what's another like Spider-Man
No, because
like
look,
character?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not saying for a replacement. I'm saying literally, how do they explain the fact that Spider-Man no longer exists in this universe? Because here's the thing: if the deal's
They
off,
can't even mention
I'm
that
pretty
he's
sure
dead.
it's cold. I'm pretty sure it's cold turkey. Yeah, they can't even mention the fact that he's gone. They can get sued if they say, "Oh, yeah, Peter died in a car crash off screen." They can't do that.
Well, they can
Sony will be-
allude to some unknown Peter. You can do that, I guess. Like, oh, Peter died off screen. Like,
but we know his name is Peter Parker.
well, we know his name is Peter Parker.
Peter Parker
That's definitely
Peter
trademarked.
Parker died.
But if they just say Peter, they're safe.
Like, I don't know. That's awful film, right? Oh my! Now, whatever film where they would have to explain that would instantly become the worst movie in the MCU just because of that
It would be
scene.
so awkward.
So awkward. It's like
in House of Cards when they have to explain why Kevin Spacey isn't there.
The one thing I got it. They have the rights to Deadpool. He can break the fourth wall.
And what? Get them sued?
Bro, he doesn't have to say Spider-Man. They're like, oh yeah, that Tom Holland. The reason why he's not here playing, the little old web slinger. Yeah, you guys heard about the
web slinger guy,
like the deal, blah 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 blah, and just move on with the movie, like. And that would be the biggest movie dish shot track thing ever. Just like straight up, just throw that shit in like a scene. I would love it. That'd be amazing.
I don't know, I'm just waiting for all this fucking petty business shit to be over. Just give Disney what they want. They already own like 30% of all media in the world anyway.
Just honestly sell your company to Disney. Like, yo, just buy everything. Y'all have PlayStation too while you at it. All of it. Just take everything.
Like, that's more what I'm worried about. Like, Disney just having this much under their fucking umbrella is just bad.
It just concerns me because like I just feel like there's less autonomy. Where like things can just like do their own thing. But so far Disney, with all the things that they've taken over, they haven't ruined any of it for me. So like Marvel, Star Wars, yeah, it's like they're doing good with it.
Star Wars
I like it.
been
So
great.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but
hasn't been terrible. Zero would argue that. I wish he
I think it's
It's
fine.
bad.
And all that extra
But
lore shit needed to go. That shit was bullshit. I read some of that. I heard about some of that shit. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
are you talking about
Yeah, all that
the
shit. Good.
Legends
Good
thing?
riddance.
That wasn't Disney.
That was
Well, yeah, 'cause
Disney.
it kinda
That
was
happened when
that.
Disney
It
took
kinda was
over because Disney wanted
it
to
was
make it
kinda
like
Disney.
remember, and it makes sense because Disney wanted to
They want the main
Disney
canon.
wanted to
That's
continue.
cool, but the
I think the
actual
movies are good.
movies aren't good.
I don't. I saw the first one with you, Marion, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't see.
The first one was aight. Force Awakens was aight. The second one was
I think they're fine.
this last one about to be it's coming pretty
The
soon. I'm
I mean,
still
they're making money, so I guess that's all Disney cares
thing
about.
about the
Like
last
they're
one,
all $1 billion easy.
and their
the thing about the
lightsabers are
last one,
cooler.
the thing about the
Shout outs to the
last one
kids
was just like
nowadays.
I wanted them like it was cool, but it's like, damn, that's the middle point of this trilogy. Like like in some ways it feels like a wasted movie. And I know that's kind of funny for me to say, like, I think it was cool, but it feels like a wasted movie. I feel like they could have just did more in terms of like actual shit getting done. That whole
Doesn't it end with Kylo Ren? He's like, hey, let's break the cycle of the good light side, dark side shit. And then Rey's just like, no.
that's kind of what the whole movie's been about.
Yeah.
That kind of was what
She
the
was
whole movie was
booty. I
about.
wanted them to
I
just
didn't,
team.
I did not want a team. Like, who the fuck are they gonna fight when they killed Snoke halfway through the movie? But and I mean, like, there's still room for them, and
And
plus,
now
there's
they
still
gotta fight
room for them to team up because fucking Palpatine's back. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the next movie. If Palpatine's alive, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off.
what you gonna be mad already? You mad on arrival.
If Palpatine is
You
alive
heard his laugh.
and that's his spirit, I'm
Who
pissed.
laugh was it?
That means all of Anakin's fucking his whole story was a waste.
His whole story was already a waste.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, bro.
He's literally the protagonist. He's
He was
literally the
supposed to have
protagonist.
redeemed himself. He was supposed to redeem
He did
himself. Yeah,
redeem
this is
his
still
story.
the Skywalker saga.
That's what I'm
If Palpatine
saying.
is dead,
If he's actually just chilling, it's like, okay, this shit is stupid. Like,
well, what do you mean by a waste? Do you mean like narratively for the movies that he was in becoming Darth Vader, or do you mean like
no.
in the
He served his
universe?
purpose. He's a legendary character. I'm saying, like, in terms of fulfilling his shit. What I'm saying is, in terms of fulfilling his shit and his story, and that being a closed chapter, that's whack for them to open that back up, just to pull Palpatine back. It's like, bro, you could have just kept Snoke and just made him better. Don't kill him off and then be like, we're gonna bring.
what if he comes back and he's like the younger version of him before he became Darth Vader, and then he comes back and like he transmutes from a Force ghost to an actual human, and like is actually the
Fights
greatest.
Palpatine again.
Bro, hold on, listen, bro. It actually is the greatest.
What the
That's
fuck is
bullshit.
this
Nope.
fan
Stop.
fiction?
No. But think about it.
Stop. That shit is too fantastical, bro.
Luke Skywalker fought as a whole ghost against Kylo Ren in the last.
No, he didn't. He didn't touch him. You don't remember that. He didn't touch him. He didn't make. It was all a fucking illusion. He didn't touch him.
That's true. He didn't touch him. But it was illusion. What if his dad is actually the greatest Jedi, like the prophecy said, and he actually can bring himself back to life?
That he is. They haven't shown anyone in the movies that could fuck Anakin up, except for maybe Yoda. Prime and like Obi-Wan with the high ground.
But that's what I'm saying. What if he's the greatest Jedi to ever live, and he actually brings himself back to life? Just for the moment, brings himself back to life.
No, that's whack.
That'd be crazy. I'd turn up.
Bro, I was also mad when Leia fucking flew back in that ship.
Wait, didn't the actress for her die like in real life?
I was that too. Like,
yes, she's still alive somehow in this fucking movie.
And look, from my understanding too, from the way the movies were made, she died at a point where they could have permanently killed her in that scene, but they just decided not to change it. I guess they felt it like distasteful, which I can understand. But it's like, bro, you killed Luke.
That would have been
That's
fucky, bro, for her to
right
die
there.
in that slow shot that they did. Oh man.
But and I guess that's why they didn't do it. But I think it just makes sense because now the next movie she's gonna be completely fucking CGI and maybe some old footage. They're forcing themselves to use old stock, or like not old stock footage, but old footage they had that they weren't gonna use, and the CGI the fuck out of her. It's a 2-year gap with this one, but
she died. Yeah, this was 2-year gap, and she died a grip ago.
And they also filmed the last one not that much
Nope.
ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they've been doing it as they go. Like in between like the release, they'll start like once one release, they seem like they were starting the filming for the next one. So that's what I'm saying. Like they probably don't got much footage to work off. That shit like Leia's
She
gonna
go
get
out there
CGI the fuck
CGI.
out unless they
They
kill
should
her
have killed her.
quickly, which I hope they do. I mean, they should have killed her, but you know, it's like whatever. And they killed Luke, and and and, and then they kill Luke, who's the actor's alive and healthy. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. So my main gripes with like with the last movie was like
But you just said it was good.
in general that whole. I still enjoy it though. I enjoy it more than those fucking prequels. Prequels are shitty.
Everybody knows the prequels are shitty. Who you preaching to?
All right, then
You preach
that's
to
my
the
point.
choir.
Then no. Then if that's the case, then Star Wars fans need to accept that Star Wars is actually ass.
I think at this point that's where I think we're
That's
at.
the issue. That's the issue. No. Look. That's the issue. These fans are like holding like Star Wars in some fucking regard of that it's never been in. It's never been in.
That's what I think. That's my position.
It ain't. Not no more. They ruined it. They ruined the name.
No, that's my position from the beginning.
The first original trilogy that released was bomb. Right?
Yep.
Then the prequels come out. They're all except for the last one.
I mean it was
bad. And then from there, and I like the last ones pretty much because it was like, all right, like you got that payoff of things being set up to where they needed to be. You finally got the answers you wanted. You didn't the first two, like they literally could have just not made those first two and it would have been fine. They could have just made that last one show Anakin just before his turn, this, that, and the third, right?
I do like I appreciate the movies for the time I was young.
Now, see, here's the thing too. I watched all of Star Wars once I was like 13, bro. So I was older. I wasn't like on some like nostalgia. No, I don't. That doesn't mean that much to me. It doesn't go that far back. So at that point, Star Wars is 50-50. That sounds like a shitty franchise to me. And then from there, they go ahead and start releasing these new movies. And if you don't like these newer movies, then actually you need to say and just admit it that you do not like Star Wars as a fan. People need to accept that and shut the fuck up about the conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, I already said that. Yeah, I accept it. I accept it. That's why I'm talking shit.
And like these fans need to say that because it's like they're like, oh, the new trilogy's bad, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you didn't like the prequels either, right? No. Then you don't like Star Wars. Shut the fuck up. This isn't for you.
But there's more movies there's more movies to that than bro. It like you got Rogue One, which was great.
And that's it.
That's cap.
Rogue One was fire. I think it's like undeniable fire. And then you have what? The Han Solo.
Solo is terrible.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that Star Wars is shooting 50%,
it's
if
50-50.
not less. And the fans who have so much to say need to just stop watching these movies and just give up. You don't like Star Wars. That's it.
I say it depends on the tier of fan. If you're just a movie fan, then sure. If you're like an extended lore fan, then you probably have a lot to be pissed at, especially since the extended lore doesn't exist anymore.
But then again, it's like, yo, it's gone. But this, like, the books and stuff still exist. Why are you still talking about every single movie that comes out? It's over. You're just disappointed. Literally, them continuing these movies in a certain timeline post the death of Darth Vader and Palpatine, like post Episode 6. Any movie they make that takes place after that, or anything that takes place after that, directly conflicts with the books and the extended lore. Thus, you like the extended lore verse and version of Star Wars, and thus any of these new movies, hold your fucking opinion. It doesn't matter. That's exactly my point. They count. They
No,
they
there's
conflict.
books that go
It's a
after
contradiction
Palpatine and
what
Vader.
that extended lore is. It's pulling from it, but it's not the same thing.
I mean, no, they've been pulling.
It's not
from
the same
them.
story.
They've been pulling
it
from
isn't
them.
at all. There is no Rey, nigga. There is no Rey. There's not like there's one example for one. There's no Rey.
Nah,
so
they're using some of the
it's a completely
names,
different
though.
timeline as far as I'm concerned. So
Yeah,
thus,
there's no Rey.
if you're over here like, oh, extended lore, and then you're like still chiming in on what they're doing with the movie, bro. Get over it and shut the fuck up and go find some other fandom to fucking like and just read your old extended lore books. That's a version of Star Wars you like. You don't like this new shit. Shut up. Why are you still whining and crying about it?
That's what being a fan is. The fans are the ones who hate the shit
That's
the
super
most.
true.
That's when you know that they're a true fan. Like Star Wars fans, nobody hates a Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. Same with Game of Thrones. You know how many people were just like regular annoyed at the end, but the real GOT fans were like, holy shit, D&D need to apologize to me personally, handwritten letter with a fucking stamp.
But it's like, and I guess it's just a silly thing where like I guess People just need to like, yo, like, what are you doing here? Like, bro, you haven't liked Star Wars since because like when did they call it the extended lore? Like 2015, probably earlier.
Well, even probably the prequels, which were in the 2000s, people were
Oh
probably
yeah,
already
yeah,
jumping
yeah. Because
ship.
wait, I'm not sure if the extended lore contradicted the prequels in any way, but it probably did. With how many books and shit came out by that point?
Yeah, and Revenge of the Sith was in 2005, so it's been a while. It's been a long while since people probably jumped ship.
Yeah, at that point. Yeah, so it's like, bro, like just I guess at the core of it, at least, stop getting so mad about it. Like if you're gonna watch it. But like, bro, you already know you don't like this version of Star Wars, this version of the universe. Well, why you letting it bother you so much, you little bitch? Like I ought to break a lightsaber off in your ass. It doesn't make any sense. Now me on the other hand,
Wildin'.
I don't give a fuck about the extended lore because everything I've ever learned about it is it's too fucking fantastical and it's fucking lame. It's just too much. Like the extended lore of Star Wars hits that thing where like comics do when niggas get way too powerful and start pulling planets around like Superman, right? But guess what, Aaron? There's never been a fucking reset. At least comic books reset every 10 years or 5 years or so to fucking bring things back in because shit got too crazy. Star Wars never did it. The shit just got crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier.
What was the video game Force Unleashed? Yeah. That game, that nameless dude is like, holy
That whole
shit!
video
Like these
game is
guys are
just a
actually
perfect
like
example of that
pulling the
bullshit.
moon into a planet. What the fuck is happening? Since when was Darth Vader this strong? Palpatine's
It's
lightning was supposed to be like, oh shit, like this is some high level Force shit. Same with, actually, now I'm thinking about lightning. Same thing with like Avatar: The Last Airbender. They fucking power scaled the fuck out of everybody.
But it but but to be real, it wasn't as bad as some mediums like the Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, now when you have dudes who are so strong, the stronger than
Dragon
time and
Ball, Naruto. Most shonens in general have turned
that's
that
when
problem
they
severely
just end usually.
because they last too long. Yeah, like they lasted too long. But Dragon Ball keeps dragging on. But yeah, you know what I mean. And like that's what comics have. Comics do that shit or have done it plenty of times, and they still do it in some ways. With like, but now it's more so with like creative decisions. Like, okay, this person perma died. This person's perma dead. This person's crippled. This person's black now. Let's restart this. You know what I mean? And then they restart it. But in the past, they used to be like, oh, Superman just flew to the far side of the universe, ran into the end of the universe, punched it, gathered the energy from the biblical explosion, grasped it in his hands, flew back to Earth, and released it in Darkseid's face and blew his head off.
Or like the Silver
The end.
Age when he
Like
like
what?
galaxy by accident. Like
Wait. Oh wait. When? Because you cut out, I think.
yeah, he
When
sneezed and blew up a
Yeah, he
galaxy when
sneezed.
originally Superman was faster than a speeding bullet and able to leap tall buildings in a
Like
single bound.
Right. No,
And that's what comics had over Star Wars all this time. Star Wars just kept getting crazier. And Josh, you know this, nigga.
oh no, I agree.
And that's why I never liked the extended universe because like when I was
I just
younger
like the
and I
ones
started
that were
looking. Now there's certain stories I
actually
will admit, yeah, there's certain stories that's
like
cool,
Revan.
and I hope they bring it in at certain points. You know what I mean?
Like Revan is
And I
cool.
think
The
that's what Disney's been
Mandalorians are
doing.
cool. Yeah, they've been
They've
adding
been
little things
pulling
that are
they've been pulling the
good.
shit that is not too crazy and taking parts that they think is cool from the extended universe. But other than that, they did what was necessary. Plus, they bought the rights for a reason, motherfucker. They want to tell Star Wars stories. It was way too much history to try to navigate through if they're gonna tell any more stories. Like think about trying to write a story and like trying to write and continue a continuity from something that has been written upon for like
Decades.
what,
Yeah.
like 2 decades or some shit beforehand by a whole bunch of writers who are not being oversaw by some head. There were probably a whole bunch of contradictions in the extended lore anyway. It's just that no one read all this shit to
Yeah, only
fucking
the super Star Wars fans.
only the super fans, and those niggas are probably not even that mad about the new movies. They're like, yeah, this shit ain't making any sense, bro.
I just think that Ray
You know
should
what I
have
mean?
teamed up with Kylo. That's it. 'Cause,
I think that would
Yeah,
have
I
been
do
cool.
too.
And
I think that would have been dope.
I feel like there's still room for it though. I think they probably just didn't want to do it
I
in the
feel
first
well,
film.
no, not the
Like,
first film.
you know, like
It was in the second film when he offered.
no. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like the first film where it
Oh
was a
yeah.
possibility. I think it's still possible though, because depending on who the next big bad is, if it's not Kylo, and it seems like it's gonna be Palpatine. You know, I think what it might be though is that Palpatine might be reaching out to Kylo, show him the ways of how to be a real Sith badass, and teach him right, unlike old big headed skinny nigga. And then Kylo and Rey are gonna be at odds. I think that's probably the direction it's gonna go. I think that's the safest direction with that Palpatine involvement. Because that nigga come back,
Because
bro.
like
I
that
swear to
that's what I
God.
meant when I said that Anakin's story is already pointless. Like if you're going by like a narrative thing, like Anakin's story obviously point, he finds redemption when he fucking throws himself and Palpatine into that bottomless pit that they have in every goddamn ship with no rails or anything. But
It had
it
rails.
did? Oh.
He picked him up, pressed him over his head with a missing hand, and threw him
Oh
over.
shit. Oh, nice safety regulations. But not good
Yeah.
enough for a bottomless pit though.
Obviously, it's not. There was no reason for there not to be a complete floor there.
You
Was there?
know, OSHA violations. But like in the universe, like if the Force is just gonna cycle back constantly, never endingly, then Anakin's whole story is pointless. Everybody's story is pointless. So that's why I think,
Oh
and that's what
well, in
Kylo
that
Ren was
regards, yeah,
getting
yeah,
at when he
yeah.
was like, "Hey, let's stop doing this dark side, light side shit. Let's team up and make a gray side or
That's
whatever."
what's so interesting to me because Kylo and Luke are like, oh, the mortal enemies because of like that shit that went down. But it's like, bro, they're both in the same. Luke was that whole desolate Luke thing was like him being like, yeah, this whole shit is stupid.
Yeah,
Me and Kylo both realize this, but Luke was just like, like I'm just not gonna do that about it. I'm just gonna be a hermit. And Kylo's
drink
like, we need
blue
to
milk off of those
yeah, that
nasty
shit was
things.
nasty. And they were like, boo, boo, boo. They were fucking moaning and shit. But like, yeah, and like Palpatine, no, why am I saying Palpatine? Kylo also seemed like he understood it. I think Rey, I don't know, she's in some weird spot where she's like, I shouldn't be so quick to forgive this, this monster. But I think she probably also realizes that, yeah, this whole light side, dark side shit, we need to just find the good side, or like the happy gray area side,
The side where
like
everybody just chills
like
out. Because like she's new to this compared to Kylo.
which is the thing, yeah. So she still
And she's
doesn't
still getting
know.
force powers
She's
out the
still,
ass every time.
which is what also kind of blows my mind.
Anytime the plot needs it.
The way I look at it is that's just the force taking the wheel because it knows that all right, she's the only bitch who is on like the only motherfucker on like the light side of things. So I'm just gonna imbue her with whatever she needs to stay
I mean, that's how
alive,
they
so
explained
I
it
can
in the
keep this
plot,
balance thing
basically. They were
going.
like,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
force
yeah. It's
always
like she's probably
corrects.
just getting all these
Don't question it.
exactly. So I think that's the thing. Like she's just getting all these blessings of new powers super fast because the force needs it. The force calls for it right now. At no other point in time was it ever that necessary. You know what I mean? Like, like maybe with Luke, but Luke wasn't in a danger in a situation where he actually needed the power at that
Here's
moment.
how they end Star
You know,
Wars. They team up and they kill the force itself, and then they stop making these fucking movies.
That's what I was hoping, man.
kill the
I
force.
really was. I was like, this would be great for the end of the Skywalker saga. To get rid of the dark and the light. We Gucci.
That's the thing too. I don't think Disney has any intentions on stopping like Skywalker shit.
No, they said they are. They said this is the last one in Skywalker. They're gonna go visit someone new after this one.
like that's
That's what
9
Oh, you mean
Skywalker
Sky? Oh,
movies.
specifically, I thought you
that's
meant Star
lit.
Wars.
Like
Just
literally,
Skywalker saga.
like
They
literally
said
the
they're gonna
Skywalker
visit something
saga. That's what
else.
I'm saying. Like that seems
But they
so
could.
small.
They have
Well, you
so
know
much
what?
pulling
No,
force.
no, no,
They
no,
could
no.
go into,
You know
like I said,
what?
they can go into the Revan family, honestly.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying I don't think they will. But to be real, Marvel took 22 movies to end the fucking Infinity War saga. So
And now
maybe
they're
there's
They
running
could
credence
low.
to
go
They're
into
that.
making a
something
fucking
else.
Maybe there's some
Shang-Chi
credence to that.
movie. Like, who the fuck is Shang-Chi?
No, they're not
Shang-Chi's
gonna run.
He may well be, but
Yeah,
nobody knows who
they're
the
not
fuck
running
that
low. They
is.
be high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
So
running into a good
so
spot in Marvel.
so I'm saying like I guess yeah, like I'm agreeing with you. Like I think they could do it. The whole like end of the Skywalker name thing, but they gotta do it right, bro. I want
Like I
I
said,
want
I
my
want them
nipples
to.
satisfied because after that last
I
movie,
want
I have
them
a
to delve
gripes.
into Old Republic or something.
That would be cool. Some old Republic stuff,
As
some
I said, and
before
they
time
can
type
run it.
shit.
They can
Get a
run
young
into
Yoda in that bitch. Oh,
the games that were
motherfucker.
made. There's some normal games where there's not a bunch of like superpowers like Star
You
Wars
know what I
Old
want to know? I
Republic.
want to know how in the
They can
first
pull
of
into
the
that.
new movies, the fucking Empire came back and then made an even bigger Death Star. Who the fuck let that happen? Like, I guess I wasn't paying very good attention, but
Oh,
No,
they were
no,
gonna make a bunch of Death Stars to take
no.
out multiple galaxies anyway.
You didn't miss anything, Aaron. How the fuck did that
oh,
happen?
they just
No,
didn't say anything
yes,
because yeah, I haven't been
you're
watching
right.
these. I didn't.
Nah,
How do you
they had
how
the
do you turn a planet into a fucking intergalactic gun without no one noticing? Because the planet they blew up,
they did it. They've done it 3
from what
times.
I'm mistaken, or no, if I'm not mistaken,
They
it
did it
blew
3
up a planet
times.
in a
It blew
different
up
galaxy.
multiple planets, didn't it?
Yeah, it blew up multiple. I mean, they tested it.
Or
I
a
mean,
different,
in Rogue
a
One, they
different solar
tested it
system, not a
on one
different galaxy,
planet
because they're all in the same galaxy. I'm bugging. In a different
Yeah.
fucking solar system.
in different solar system.
Yeah, not a galaxy. I'm bugging. The whole Star Wars
But here's
saga
the
and shit takes
crazy
place in the
thing:
galaxy.
because in Rogue One they showed it first killing the first planet, which they just wanted to show like we can kill a planet.
Yeah, that was the Death Star.
Then in the first episode, episode 4,
Yeah, they blew it up and then they started building
they
another
blew it
one.
up. But I mean, in episode 3 of the prequels, they showed that who gave them the blueprints for it. So they had the blueprints. They knew how to rebuild it. How they built it the second time just as fast, I mean, it doesn't look like it took them that long to create the first one,
No,
to
but
be
here's
honest
the
with you.
thing. Here's the thing that you're not. I think you're missing for two
The
things. For
Empire
Okay,
still
one,
let them.
for
existed though,
one.
right? When they
No, no, no,
built the
no,
second
no.
one.
Look. Exactly.
Yeah,
No, exactly. The Empire still had all the pull. There's no one to stop them because they can do whatever the fuck they want. They're the Empire. They're gonna build another one. The issue is this: the Empire did not exist anymore. The First Order arises from the ashes of the Empire, and somehow in the shadows of the darkness on the fucking
now that's the
galaxy
new one.
turns a planet into a fucking gun.
Yeah.
That's what Aaron is saying.
How ain't
I thought
nobody
that's
see
what you're
this
talking
and
about,
tell?
right? Like, oh, they building a big ass gun. No one saw this.
They were from a different. I think they were from a
I guess
farther planet in the solar system.
I guess it just comes down to the fact that the galaxy is a big place.
I thought it was a hidden thing. I mean, I gotta watch Force Awakens again, but I'm pretty sure they were saying it was hidden. Like the Emperor had hidden that from.
But how? That's the question.
I mean,
Do
how
you
did
Well,
Palpatine do
that's
any of the
because
shit
he
he
was
did? You think it was
because he was the
sneaky?
leader.
That's the thing. He was the leader. He didn't have to hide anything.
No, I'm talking about.
If you look at
before that. I'm talking
if
about
you look
before he
into
became the Emperor. Remember, motherfuckers was
Yeah,
doing that
because he
sneaky
was leasing a
conniving
but
shit.
site.
bro, all this
Remember?
but
Yeah,
yeah,
she was crazy.
all the sneaky conniving shit is not the same as building a fucking planet destroying cannon. That's just him doing some
You think they was
Shakespearean
gonna
shit.
snitch on him?
Bro, that's all he did was some Shakespearean shit. Just play niggas do that shit every day, boy. Just play niggas around your circle. Oh, I love you. Amidala. I'm nice. Anakin.
I'm pretty sure.
Blah, 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 blah.
I'm
Like,
pretty
side niggas,
sure
I'm
he had
evil.
already created it.
But in the original Star Wars, no, he did not.
I don't remember,
nigga,
bro.
this nigga
I don't
talking
remember
about
that
lore
movie
and
very
shit.
well. I watched that movie like maybe 3 times tops.
In the comics, no, that's a big thing too about Star Wars, that they don't do as good as the MCU. The MCU pretty much explains damn near everything,
Explain
every
that.
little
What is
question you can ask in the movies. Star Wars, on the other hand, they rely on that lore. There's a lot of shit you're like, how the fuck did that happen? But there's a comic on it. And in the comics, if I'm not mistaken, the way that it worked out, involving the first Death Star, like we said, the Emperor Palpatine already had control over the whole galaxy. He's already the Emperor, so whatever he says goes. No one stops him. But first off, he did have a lot of people who did not agree with his shit, and he had to take out a lot of niggas along the way, like over the period of time, who were just like, "Fuck you." He's like, "Okay, now you're dead." But they started to work on it and such. They hired the motherfucker from Rogue One to start working on it and all that shit. And yeah, it was a thing where just like he just kind of just pushed for it because he had the ability to, but he did not start working on it until he became Emperor. There wasn't working on it. And I think the planet or the people that
The
started to build
Geonosians.
it were those bug
Yeah,
niggas from the
Geonosians.
second movie. Yeah, like whoever those bug niggas were from the prequels. Yeah, them. I think those are the motherfuckers that like literally were like,
Yep.
I think part of like the
They made
design
it.
process, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
They were the one
building
that
parts
made
and they
the
took it to space or
blueprints.
something like that. So okay. And Yeah, so that was just that. He just, and at the most, maybe there was maybe he started working on the blueprints before he became emperor. But like, how you could easily do that in a plan.
A sheet of paper.
You know what I
Google
mean?
Doc.
With the roach people of all people, they could keep it secret. Just give them some crumbs. You know what I mean? But the actual building
Star
of the
Killer
actual
Base
Death
is what we're
Star did
talking
not
about, right?
start
I'm looking
until
at Star Killer Base.
Star Killer Base.
I'm looking it up
Now,
right
how
now.
did
I'm
they?
doing it
Now,
right
if
now.
you
I'm
could
trying
look
to.
that up real quick, how did they stealthy? Yeah, how did they stealthy? And what my guess would be like the Republic or whatever peacekeeping force took over didn't actually do a very good job. Like they were like in shambles, arguing over probably bullshit while the First Order
Oh
got a chance to
my!
just build in
Just
the
looking
darkness
at it,
again.
bro. It's a planet with a ring around the
Because
middle.
because
Yeah.
Niggas would have
that's
saw
what I'm
this.
saying, bro. It's
Okay.
obvious, my nigga. You see that shit
Star
through a
Killer Base was
telescope.
a mobile
How they
ice
cover that?
planet
With
located
a big
in
ass
unknown regions. So remember, it is in the unknown regions, because that
That's
unknown
why.
regions is where Tatooine was. Tatooine is like,
No, there are. Yep. There are planets. You know what's funny? Just before you started reading, I'm about to say, I guess the biggest thing is that a galaxy is a big ass place, and there's no way to have a real central government that has control over every little thing. Like even the Empire and all their in their
like
peak, there were areas
Anakin
of the galaxy they
couldn't
didn't know
sense
about. They
Luke
didn't
on
know where to
Tatooine
go. Like if
because
niggas
it
went
was
there,
unknown. Why Anakin ain't never go home?
it's just some,
Even
like
after he was
a
Vader.
galaxy
What
is a
kind of
really big
fuck
place
shit is
though.
that? No, he never did, bro.
He did.
That was
Remember when he
when
went home and he
he
killed the
wasn't. He
motherfuckers?
wasn't. He
I think with his
wasn't Darth
mama.
Vader at that point, bro. He was a teenager. That's what I said. Why he never? That's
Why
what I'm
would he
saying.
go
He
back
never would have
after
found.
that?
Why didn't he?
Why would he go back after that? Why would
He can
he?
go wherever he
Ain't
want to
shit to
go,
get.
bro.
It's a desert planet. And actually,
No,
I
he
feel like
never
he's
went
been to
because
Tucker.
he didn't ever see. He never sensed Luke.
It doesn't make sense that they're able to get the materials anyway. And this is like reading way too deep into a story that's ultimately just for like popcorn entertainment.
They were getting materials from.
But for like the First Order's Death Star, there's no way you can transport weapon destroying or
Star Killer Base.
Yeah.
No, okay, hold on. I'm reading into it right now.
It's like, I'm sorry.
And nobody being like,
how many billions of gallons of fucking laser juice?
Okay, so hold up, listen. Star Killer Base was a mobile forested ice planet rich in kyber crystals.
But it sucks the power out of a
kyber
star,
crystals.
doesn't
That's
it?
what you need to start shooting. It had.
Oh,
So this was an old
Jedi
Jedi planet.
Like the planet was made out of it.
Saying. So this would seem like
Yeah,
I would assume
that's
that
what
they
it seems
probably
like.
found this planet. Like Palpatine probably knew about this planet for a long time and started working on this. Yeah, he probably was working on this a long time.
Yeah, probably been new. And then he looked on the ground, was like, all these crystals. This shit is literally a big ass lightsaber. And doesn't it charge up by sucking the life out of a star?
A regime that believed themselves to be successors to the ideal galactic converted the planet into a base of operations. Yeah, it was a big lightsaber. That's basically that's what the Death Star was too. It was made out of kyber crystals as well. Charge it.
Yeah, but they had to like bring them.
So basically, there was just a planet full of fucking bombs. All right.
Well, no, kyber crystals are lightsabers, bro. It's a planet full of lightsabers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's just a planet out there.
It's lightsaber crystals.
It's just filled with the deadliest shit that you can get.
Bro, why didn't the? It's crazy because at one point in the story of, like, canon story, they were running out of kyber crystals. Why didn't they just go here?
Yeah, this unknown planet with a fucking rocket booster on it so they can fly around.
That is crazy that this planet is mobile. Like,
yeah, when you said mobile planet,
is other planets not mobile?
Isn't every planet mobile?
Yeah,
I would assume, bro.
Nah,
that's what it sounds like, bro. That shit is crazy.
We go on the left. That shit's stupid.
Yeah,
I'm glad they blew that shit up. In the first movie. I swear to God, if they find another one in the third one, I'm like, these niggas really cannot come up with a new plot line. Like, we started building another one on a bigger planet. Like, what the fuck, Kylo? You know this didn't work the last time, or the last 3 times. You realize this, right? stop with the
think they're gonna
planet
come
blowing
back with
cannon
other.
or
I
the
think it's
planet
gonna be
destroying cannons.
personal.
It doesn't work out. I wouldn't be surprised.
Death Star 2 wasn't even completely done being made in the next movie. I don't understand why everybody they were still working on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't done. What's interesting too, I think, I don't know. It's just like with that first movie of the new trilogy, they were like, "Oh, this is too much like the first movie of the original trilogy." They're like, "All right, we'll cut back on all the nostalgia, and we're gonna change the game up big time for you guys since that's what you want. We're gonna
It's the
undo
same
all the
fucking
rules,
movie,
blah blah blah
nigga.
blah 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 blah." Right? So then they do that for the second one, right? Then everyone's mad. Oh, this changes all the rules of the stuff that we learned over the time. I don't like it. It's too different.
They
A-
could have ran the same
And
shit back at me,
and they
bro.
still got a black guy. And everyone's like, and then they're like, "Wait, so do you guys want the same or do you want different? We don't know." Okay,
I was mad they didn't make Mans a Jedi as well.
nigga man.
John Boyega or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't gonna make it black guy. So he's not as cool as Samuel L. Jackson. So it's like what I do
Hell
want.
no.
What I do want though is something to give John like a meaningful, like maybe a meaningful 2 moments or something.
Cause he's still with old girl, ain't he? He's still on some random ass planet with old girl.
Bro, that second movie, I really can't think of a single thing that he did that was that important. Like, yeah, he helped the fleet. He helped the fleet, but that whole journey was whack.
Didn't they do like a suicide move with their fleet?
At
Not
the very
them.
end, yeah, but
Very
not with the
end.
fleet. It was just with the captain chick. She sacrificed
Yeah.
herself. She went light speed into their fucking dreadnought ship.
Yep.
That
Oh
was pretty
boy, they
cool.
was getting
That was
their
pretty
ass
cool.
handed to
That
them
was
in
pretty
that.
cool.
They was getting their
Wait,
ass
that's actually
handed
really
to them.
stupid now that I'm hearing it. If you can
But
send any matter at light speed, why the fuck isn't that just your weapon? Fuck these lasers. Fuck a Death Star. If you can move a rock at the speed of light at anything, then it's over. Do that.
I guess with the way that like the technology works, it's like it has to be a ship. I'm pretty sure they also can't just. I'm pretty sure it's not at a point where they can just condense it to something small. You can have like light speed ship size projectile weapons.
I mean, put a fucking warp drive or whatever the fuck onto a rock somewhere, onto an asteroid, and just
Yeah, exactly. Just fire
zoop
that.
it into somebody's planet. That'll kill everybody on the surface.
Yeah,
You don't need to blow up the entire rock like to the core. That's a little excessive.
but I mean, you could do that with kyber crystals. That's the thing.
That is true.
That's the
I
thing,
figured out
Aaron. They're like, nah,
you
fuck
can
that.
blow shit up,
We use these
bro.
kyber crystals to blow up the
Star
whole
Wars is crazy,
motherfucker,
man.
son.
Now that I think about it, this shit is actually
I don't know the
wild.
point in
Blow that whole
destroying the
planet
whole
up.
planet down to
Let
the
me be in it.
core.
I still want to be an executive creator,
What's the
bro.
point?
Yeah.
Because fuck them.
Like, it's scary, but like I'd be equally scared if there was a fucking gun that could destroy the surface of the earth. That's where everything lives anyway.
Yeah, but niggas are
Or is it
evil,
creative
bro.
director? Is
Have
that
you
what it's
looked at
called when you
Palpatine's
come up with
face?
stories?
Have you looked at Palpatine's face? He just wants to, nigga. Why be light with it? I'm gonna give you the long stroke, bitch. I'm gonna fuck your whole planet to the core.
Like, with that difference in energy between destroying the planet Earth and just the surface of the Earth, where everything is like down to the mantle or
The
whatever.
first one was just the surface. And what was that? Rogue One. It was just surface.
They should have kept
No,
it like
no,
that. Even if
no,
they upgraded it, they should have kept it to the surface.
no.
But
That wasn't done
but
yet.
the original. What you mean?
And also, I think they just fired it lightly because they still wanted to use that planet for something. I think
Yeah.
I think they can change how much like how much energy it uses, Aaron, and like
But
adjust.
that
What it
that
is,
planet
what it
was
was, is
crazy.
just like they're just like, all right, fuck this whole planet. This planet's government and all that stuff isn't. They're not listening. There's plenty of other planets that they have control over or that they were trying to control. It's like, all right, yeah, this one's expendable. Let's make an example of them.
Well, they took the kyber crystals off of it. It was a planet full of multiple religions. It had mad religions on there, like different religions in the in I guess their universe. And then they were just like, you know what? We didn't got the kyber crystals off it. Let's
That's
test
too
our
much
new
work.
toy.
Yeah, and that's too much work to try to get all these people to submit. Let's just blow them up, make an example, record it, send it out to everyone's Instagram DMs across the galaxy, and let them know what the fuck they fucking with.
I guess it's good from
Yeah.
like a history perspective to just be missing a fucking planet. Nobody with a telescope's gonna be like, "Hey, what's that unnamed
I
planet?"
mean, he blew up Alderaan pretty damn fast in fucking the first movie. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it looked ugly, I really wish they could just redo some fucking movies and make that shit look real. Like,
Nah,
but
no, I like it. I like the action
you
of the
like one of the like,
originals. I really do. The only thing I wish that they could may have done over just like make the lightsaber fight scenes fit more of like the tone of the rest of the movies. They're good on their own,
yeah.
but for the tone of everything else, the
Did you
way that
see
we
the
like the
updated
way that
one
we
I
just
showed you?
like the way that we just yeah the way that we just choreograph action in general has just gotten so much more intense.
I
So
like that
anything
updated one.
anything new is just like it makes the old stuff look kind of like
I want to see if I can
theatrical and
find it for you,
silly.
Aaron. It looked pretty fucking good,
Yeah,
man.
they did like a re-edition, like edited thing of the original fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. It was really good.
The one where he turns into a fucking coat after he gets hit with the lightsaber.
Yeah, no, they
Mm-hmm.
fixed it. They fixed it totally, bro. Here it is. I found it.
They
I
didn't
found it
fix
just like
it. They
that.
just modernized it.
They
I remember
modernized it.
seeing
It
that
was
for the
pretty.
first time. That was so fucking funny to me. He just
Yeah.
disappeared.
No, 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 no. No, the real reason why it's funny is because the way that Darth Vader steps on it after. He's like, "What the nigga? I didn't know you could do this." Like even he was. He's like, "What?"
Then he comes
This
back as a
motherfucker.
ghost. It's like, oh, the Force can do that. All right.
Yeah.
And then Anakin's a ghost, and he's like, all right. How does a Force ghost work? Because
I don't know.
Anakin didn't look like a grilled boiled egg or whatever. Grilled and boiled egg. And
Oh, that's what you mean. I think it's I think it has to do with like it'll take you at your most involved with the force or like the light side of the force because that seems I don't know if you have the ability to become a force ghost yet at least in the canon as a Sith user. I know that you can I think that I'm pretty sure they can speak to people from the beyond like in that Anakin use the force type shit but
Well,
like
I think
I'm
they
not sure if
in the
in
Star
the
Wars
canon there's any
cartoons they did.
Sith Force Ghost
Yeah, I think
Sith.
it was like somebody came back and was talking to like Qui-Gon was like, I learned this from talking to old Sith, and like a Sith ghost. It was Bane, Darth Bane, which is like the first one to do the rule of two. He
Yeah,
came
yeah,
back and
yeah.
was like, I did the rule for. He was talking to Yoda, because Qui-Gon first talked to Yoda, then Bane talked to him and was like, I did the rule,
what's the rule? Is that the
so that
master
Sith.
apprentice thing?
Yeah, Master
Yeah,
Prince
there's
for the
always
Sith.
two.
Uh,
He's like, I did the
Oh,
rule
okay.
so we can one day take over, and we will do that. And like basically, he was like foreshadowing that. Blah blah blah. All that
Okay,
bullshit.
okay. So I guess, but it seems like it's a more
But
common
Bane
thing
is like one
among
of
the
the stronger
Jedi.
ones, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
but okay, so yeah, then I don't know, but yeah. So anyway, I think it takes you just as your peak.
what about for like a regular ghost? Do you think like regular ghosts, like however you
I
died,
feel
you're
like they
just stuck that way?
I feel like they just don't exist in Star Wars.
yeah.
No, not in Star Wars, just in general. There are ghosts in media where people are like,
Uh,
they'll die and then they'll be like in whatever clothes they died in or whatever.
yeah, I don't know because I feel like I've heard shit where like people been like, oh, my own like my grandfather like visits me, but he's younger, like he was in like a picture,
He's he's butt
some
naked
shit like
because he
that.
died in the bathtub.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't feel like I feel like by now we would have seen some weird ghosts dying in some shitty like like or hell if you're murdered, wouldn't
Catastrophic
you
masturbation accident.
or like you just get shot in your chest with shotgun pellets and shit and like you
Oh
come back
yeah, bro.
all
I don't
leaky
want
and
to see Kurt
nasty,
Cobain come back.
so like
Cobain with his fucking head blown off.
Yeah, bro.
oh
You
really?
can
His
say
head
that,
blew
bro.
up?
He shot himself in the
He
I
shot
fucking
didn't
his
head
know
with
face
about
a
with a
that.
shotgun.
shotgun. Yeah.
Oh, that's one way to go. That's a way to
You
go.
know about Kurt Cobain?
I knew he died. I didn't give a fuck how he died. Bro, I literally like one song from Nirvana. I really don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's
I do not like
heartbreaking.
Nirvana, son. I do not. I
Ah,
tried.
that's heartbreaking. I love Nirvana.
Yeah, I don't like them niggas.
I wish I was alive to watch, like, to
And
go
they
to
were
some of their
fucking
concerts.
freaky too. They got that naked baby and shit. And
Oh yeah.
sucking baby dicks and shit. Like the
You're
rabbis.
wildin'. You are wildin', bro.
I don't know naked baby.
Kurt Cobain was a saint, bro. Courtney killed him. I'm so disappointed.
He was a saint. I mean, fuck it. I'll give it because I guess I have that sort of feelings toward like Pac and Big E, but not on some like they were a saint shit. Ooh.
Nah, bro. The music speaks louder than himself, bro. It's just like it is way past his time. But yeah, nah. Respect.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my respect to him.
So yeah, I just never gave a fuck to find out how he died exactly. I just knew it was suicide. I was like, oh, okay. That sucks, I guess.
Yeah, he did it in a way that would definitely work.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
so him coming back as a ghost, that would be like, yeah, so back like, all head all mangled if it's still there in any way. Like
Sad days, man.
so I don't know. That whole ghost thing, I think they kind of let you choose or they kind of just apply something that fits best. And yeah, here you go. Whoever they are, the Council of Ghosts. You just pick whatever outfit they like best on you. Like, all right, this one. Here you go. You're stuck with this one. Because yeah, Anakin came back. Well, actually, the first thing here's a big thing because they have redid the movie. Originally, Anakin came back as some actor who never played the part, or maybe the actor who played him as old crusty Vader, but not crusty.
Yeah.
And
That's
that was
what it was.
that was the Force Ghost. That's the original version of it.
I remember
It
that.
was grown up Anakin, what he would look like, apparently, what he would look like had he not
Been
mangled in Vader. Yeah. But then they went back again. Let me know if I'm cutting out.
Put Hayden.
Yeah, and then they put Hayden in instead. They cut that guy out, put Hayden in as the Force Ghost version of Anakin Skywalker.
And that's canon now.
And that's the new canon. So
and it's saying basically that was the last form of Anakin in the light side, and that's what he would have came back as.
And I guess he's coming back as a light side ghost. I guess it depends on which side of the Force you're coming back aligned with,
Bruh.
Like
Yeah,
if he came, like if he came back as a Sith ghost, like Revan or whatever, he would have came back in the Vader fit. But since he came back and redeemed himself at the end,
I think they saying this next movie he gonna come back and talk to both Kylo and Rey.
Anakin.
Yeah.
I pray to God he does, and I pray to God Palpatine is only talking. He doesn't come back in full flesh. If he does, I would be very upset. Fucking Palpatine walking around. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, why? God. Can Yoda just come back then too? Fuck it.
Fuck Yoda.
Yoda is the best. He's actually the only reason why that series matters in any way.
Yoda was a
little crusty ass
piece of shit in the original, and he was a piece of shit in the prequels.
How was he a piece of shit?
In the original, he didn't do anything. He just kind of whispered at Luke. Like, hey, Luke, do this. I'll be on your back while you train. Boring. And then the prequels, where he just kind of lets the fucking world
died
end.
After training him, for one. So he was too old to help in any way. And so I don't know what you expected him to do.
He fucking moved the ship, didn't he? Or he used some force shit?
And then he died. So that's my point. He was on his deathbed, and he knew it.
He could have just...
He was not going to fight Palpatine.
Could have just did that and been on his merry way. Lift his ship for Luke and say, all right, I'm dead now, but...
When he died, he turned into a ghost right away too.
See, that's exactly. You know what? That supports my point. He should have lifted the shit, died, become a ghost, and then just did the same thing he did anyway.
What, train him from being a ghost?
Yeah, all he did was talk to him and put him into the tree.
The question: what's the difference between him training him as a ghost and training him not as a ghost?
The fact that he could have lifted the ship and gotten him out of there sooner.
For what purpose? To be distracted on his training while he just goes back to his friends and not be able to fully invest himself in the training that he already didn't invest himself in fully?
Yeah, exactly.
And then probably fail at his mission of trying to get his father to be like, yo, Dad, can you stop being bad? And still let his son get roasted for like 30 seconds by lightning before he was like, you know what? I should probably help my son.
Well, his training didn't seem to do anything. He really did. Yeah, he only won from a change of heart.
I guess Vader noticed that.
Wait, who did he beat with his training? Because he didn't beat Vader.
Vader. What I'd say is, for one major thing, is just like, just because the training was not only just like the physical aspect, was also just helping him better understand and relate with the Force, which probably also allowed him to better like delve into that whole like change of heart and have a better conversation with his father, which he also had two of which before his father actually changed his opinions. Then the other thing is this too, the training from the physical aspect. I'd imagine without at least that
He was
little
on
bit of
that
training.
go
Also,
he
he
wasn't
don't
on
know how
that
long
long,
he
but
was
he
on
went
like the
back and
planet
trained
for. I don't
after
think it
as
was that
well,
long though.
so
I'm like,
and learned more about
which is
Jedi
true. Which is
things with
true. He did
books
go
and
back and
things.
train after, and yeah, and if he didn't, for one, like that whole skirmish he had with his father just
He was also
before the
fighting a
whole change
weak
of heart
Vader,
thing, he could have got chopped up
because
before he
Vader
even
had
had the
already gone through
chance.
a couple, like, fucked up problems
Yeah,
with Palpatine. Palpatine was trying to kill his ass, so
yeah. But yeah, like yeah, but yeah. So like that fight could have ended much quicker too if he
lucky
had
for
not gotten
Vader,
that
Vader
training and
cut
then
his
had to gone
hand.
back and gotten more training. The fight could have been
I think
over with
honestly,
before,
lucky for Vader, but also
huh?
lucky for Luke. Vader cut his hand had already been cut off, and then Vader realized, "Oh shit, you got a metal arm like I used to have a metal arm, my son." That was really the
Hmm.
change of heart. Like, nigga thinking, "Wow, I'm beating my son's ass like just like me." That's how I used to be
This
when I
nigga over
was a
here roasting
Jedi.
his son like chicken.
Nigga, get your hands off my son.
Flashbacks to
Just
when
throw
his
that motherfucker up.
mentor cut him in half and then threw him in lava.
Well, shit, I don't know about that. I don't know if he was thinking about that. He fell in that lava. That motherfucker knows.
No, he didn't throw him in
He
lava.
fucking
He
I
fell in
he
the
hate
fucking
lava.
you.
cut him in half and force pushed
He
him
also
into
didn't
it.
fall
I
in the lava.
hate
Too
you.
He
close to
said,
it.
"Fuck you, Anakin."
That motherfucker looked like Smeagol.
No, he didn't. And when you're that close to lava or something that hot, you can
Yeah.
just spontaneously combust, which is what happened. He was close to it by the edge, and then he just started. Nigga just started roasting.
Wow.
He's like, ah, ouchie, ouchie.
I
And he got
hate
lucky because
you.
the shit kind
Yeah,
of like chilled
I don't
out
know
by
how
the
the
time
fuck he
I
Palpatine got
survived
there. They
that.
stopped
That
roasting
shit
him for
is
whatever reason.
crazy. He really sounded like Smeagol. You think they got the
Maybe the
Smeagol
Force.
actress actor to do that?
He probably got his shit together for a second and put the fire out.
He did. I hate you.
He did not sound like Schmeagol.
Nah, that
He's
motherfucker was.
he
He
sounded
looked
like
just like
Hayden.
Smeagol.
He sounded like Hayden. He didn't
He
sound like
looked like he
Schmeagol.
was on fire.
He looked like Schmeagol, maybe, but he didn't sound like
He
Schmeagol.
did. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what he
They
looked
did
like.
that well for a kid
It was
show,
crusty.
kid movie.
Okay, so wait, back to Yoda sucking. So he did what was like reasonable to ask of him in his 998 years of age or whatever at the time of the movie. And
No, he
in the
did nothing.
prequels,
He let them
yeah, he
shits
didn't do
do that
much, but he
shit.
did it. No, actually, no, that's not true. He did a lot. The thing is that it was off screen. No, he did a lot in the prequels. The reason why is because most of the prequels and what really matters is what happens during the Clone Wars, and the Clone Wars takes place between the
Oh, in
second
the
and,
shows
and
too,
third
because the shows are
episode.
canon. He
And he
did a
was kicking.
bunch,
He did a lot of shit during the Clone
Like,
Wars.
how did they allow
but
the
he
That's what I'm
still
Empire
talking
let
about.
to
that.
do
He
that?
Yeah,
still let that
exactly.
shit
He did a
happen because
lot.
he kept saying, "I couldn't see this."
And like the Qui-Gon and the Qui-Gon and the
Oh,
whole council being
100%,
like,
100%. The
we
Jedi fucked
shouldn't
up.
intervene,
Like the
even though the
Jedi fucked
Jedi
up.
are always intervening because they're fucking crazy religious call it superpowers.
No, Qui-Gon wanted to. They hated Qui-Gon
No,
for
no,
that.
no,
They're like,
no,
"What
no,
the
no,
fuck
no,
wrong
no.
with
Oh,
Yeah,
you?"
was Qui-Gon the one?
no, no,
Okay.
no.
Qui-Gon
You're
was the
100
one that
percent
wanted to
right.
go at him.
Dumb niggas. Yeah, I think Qui-Gon was the one who was more. Yeah, Qui-Gon was always the one who was like, we need to do this, we need to do that, and they were just like, nigga, that don't follow the rules. And then they just, and he's like, what are you guys talking about? I literally look
Yeah,
like Jesus. Can you just
they
listen
always
to
said
me?
that.
No, motherfucker. And that's fucking Samuel Jackson's character. Motherfucker, what the fuck you talking about? Yo, Yoda, get this nigga before I smack him. And Yoda like,
Which is
this you
weird,
cannot
bro, because
do.
apparently,
Like,
like, in
and
canon,
Qui-Gon's just like, these
the
motherfuckers.
Grand Master doesn't have like he has says, but like the second in charge was the one really running the show. Like the Grand Master just sat back and made sure the rules were
I
still
mean,
applying, but like
I
was
mean
never
that
saying
kind of makes
anything.
sense. If you look at the interactions, Mace Windu was the one talking no shit, and whenever Qui-Gon was like, "We need to do this," and Samuel Jackson was like, "No," but and then looks at Yoda, and then Yoda's like, "Yeah, he right." So yeah. I guess that makes sense. Like you can kind of see that. It wasn't too overt though, but Yoda didn't seem
Yeah, bro, that shit was
too
crazy.
like one direction on any of the topics. He just like
But he never he was
nigga like
never
we
like
can't really do
completely
that.
with
I
it.
don't think that's a good idea. And Mace Windu's like, see motherfucker, like yeah. Mace fucked up, bruh. Fucking let Anakin distract him.
Oh yeah, no.
He is the true evil. Blah blah. Stab the nigga already. Wasted time. You got your ass shot.
He can't be left alive. He has to stand trial. Oh man, I'll smack the fuck out of somebody talking like that.
The
No,
ultimate
no,
fuck up was
no.
letting Jar Jar be like the head chancellor or whatever the fuck for that little brief bit. Like they just
They should just
gifted
let him be
Palpatine.
Darth Jar.
Yeah, like they
He should have just been Darth Jar Jar at that point,
they
man.
fucking
Fuck it.
gifted Palpatine everything he wanted. He was like, "Oh, I now invoke emergency powers because we got shit going on." They're like, "Yay, let's give him unilateral control over
The
everything."
Supreme Chancellor, fullest apologies and properties of listen. That was stupid, bro. He was saying the dumbest shit. He didn't sound smart at all. Bro. I was
You are
God.
despicable. Oh my god, fucking Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar can suck ass.
bro.
I hate him.
I remember the fan theories that Snoke was Jar Jar. That was funny before the first one came out.
Misa think that we are at a big war.
Misa, Jar Jar
So
Binks.
stupid.
Misa. Shut up.
You know, people say that Jar Jar was like a racist thing, some people, but I don't know what race Jar Jar's supposed to be racist against when they say that.
He's Jamaican.
Native Americans.
He's Jamaican.
See, two fucking different responses. Nobody
No.
knows.
The actor, the voice actor is
Chinese.
Jamaican. He got fucking like flamed by his country. He was not allowed back in his country after the first episode.
Misa. Oh, I guess Jamaican. But
See, I wouldn't have even guessed
I wouldn't
Jamaican.
have guessed that. Them Jamaican niggas need to just shut the fuck up.
It was over it on that shit. They was like,
Misa. Yeah, because if you change to a Jamaican accent, it's not like some shit the Jamaican niggas would be saying. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, I see that, guys.
Here I come, I am Cindy Man.
But
Yeah,
but here's the thing. How do you know that? I don't think like George Lucas is like, be a Jamaican caricature. That's why we hired you.